Well, hello everyone, this is Joe Drums coming to you. I hope everybody out there is doing great. I'm doing awesome. I wanted to touch base with you guys before the Christmas holiday comes up. We've got Christmas right around the corner next week. Of course, we got New Year's after that, and a lot of things going on. So in the meantime, I wanted to talk about a few things that ended up happening with me. I've got a couple more additions to the drum family of my collection here, but I wanted to talk about those. So anyway, what happened was I was at the Guitar Center, and I had my actual drum set that I teach off of at my store, music store. The bass drum head had broke a couple times, and I had taped it up, and finally it was time to get rid of it and get a new one put on. But what happened was I went up to the counter where we have our drum heads, and I got an Evans and I got a Remo, and they were both 20 inches bass drum heads. And I went to go put those on, and they fit on the shell of this trap set. This trap set comes from England, and I'll show you some video of it and some pictures of this actual kit while I'm talking. So in the meantime, I went and put this drum head on, and it didn't fit in the rim of the drum. Now you notice that on a regular bass drum rim, it's either a wood hoop or a metal hoop depending on the type of drum set. This particular one is a metal hoop, but it's more like a tom or a snare drum rim, not like a flat hoop like you would get on a regular bass drum. So that was the dilemma right there, is it wouldn't fit with the standard bass drum head. I'm like, well, what am I going to do? So for the past few months, I've been taping it up and just kind of using the drum head until I could figure out a way to find something that would fit for this. And I called Traps Up from England, and I talked to them, and they said, well, it's more of a tom than a bass. And you know, you've got to find a 20-inch bass drum head, or a tom head, instead of a bass drum head. So I'm looking around all over the internet, and there was a couple places that I found that had a 20-inch head, but I thought, man, I don't want a tom head on there, I want a bass drum head on there. And so I kept looking around, and it wasn't too successful. But I went into the Guitar Center, and they had another company, which you guys probably know about, Aquarian. And Aquarian's been around for a long time too. I've just been so used to the Remos and the Evans drum heads that I've just used those, you know, exclusively on all my drums. And so I decided, well, let's try this. In fact, the guy offered to let's try it out. And I had brought my rimmed bass drum and the trap bass drum with me so we could try it out. So we made sure before I actually bought it. So it did fit the rim, but it was just a little bit tight. And he said, well, it's up to you whether you want to try it or not. And I said, well, yeah, let's try it. And it was a little snug, but we kept kind of like tapping it in there, and finally, with a little bit of force, just a little bit, it was able to get in there, and we set it on the shell and tightened it all down, and it worked perfect. So you guys out there that have a Traps drum set, that's those ones that are just the rim, no shell. The bass drum itself is a 20-inch bass drum head, but it's really more of like a tom head. So, but the only thing that'll work with it, as I've found so far, has not been an Evans, it hasn't been a Remo, it's the Aquarian 20-inch head, bass drum head. And it's dual ply, and it also had the built-in muffle pad into it, built into the head. So it was all ready to go, and it sounds great. I have it on there right now. I'm not going to demonstrate that today, but maybe maybe one of the other videos down the road, I'll put that on there so you guys can hear it. In the meantime, while I was doing that with the bass drum head, he was ringing me up, I looked over to the corner where the register was, and down below they had like this little shelf, and here was this little thing. You guys have probably maybe seen one of these before. This is a an SPD, an SP, I should say, sound percussion. This is a sound percussion bass drum practice pad. And it normally goes for the ticker, I got the sticker on here right now, it goes for $86.99 list. So they didn't have a sale on it, but they decided because it was used they would sell it. And they sold it to me for 52 bucks. So I got this because originally I says, hey, I says I'm in the market for buying an electronic bass drum pad. Do you have one? And he says, yeah, we have some, but they're anywhere from $250 on up. And of course, you know, those are the Roland ones and the Yamaha ones. And I was like, man, I just don't want to spend that much. But anyway, so like I said, I saw this sitting here on the shelf, just like this, and I thought, I had some ideas, because right here, it has a rim, just like a Remo practice pad rim. If you've seen those gray Remo practice pads, they have the screws right here, and they tighten down. And this is all just a rubber pad, and if you take this rim off, and you take this, there's this whole rubber pad that pulls right off. It's kind of like a hat sitting on top of it, or kind of like a drum head, almost like. And then underneath that, there's a styrofoam pad. So then what I did was, after I took the rim off and the rubber pad, there was that styrofoam pad. It has a bowl shape to it right inside there, where the styrofoam fits inside this little bowl, and then the rubber pad fits on top. Well, there's a little bit of a lip around it where the rim of this practice pad goes, and it kind of cuts off this wire, and I didn't want this to actually cut it or damage it in any way, you know, bend it. So I kind of got a Dremel, and I made a little groove so that the wire could lay flush, and then when this practice pad rim goes over it, it's not going to crush it. And I took the transducer and put it a little bit right of center, so it's not directly in the center, but a little bit up and a little bit to the right. Okay, so then I took the white styrofoam pad, put that down, laid the transducer kind of top a little bit high to the right, put the rubber pad on with the rim, tightened everything down. And right now on the back of here, as you can see, I have the wire and I have the 1/4-inch plug, and it comes with a little bit of a clip to clip it in, and I got some two-way tape and put that on the base of it, and it clips in just like that. So as you can see, now it's an electronic bass drum pedal. So let's show you what this sounds like. Again, I paid 20 bucks for the Fishman transducer, and this was 50 bucks, so you're looking at maybe 75 bucks for this whole thing, which companies will charge you anywhere from, you know, 200 on up. So I don't think I've ever seen one cheaper than that. So anyway, let's try this out, and I'll show you what it sounds like. Okay, well, I hope you guys enjoyed that segment. Again, if you have any questions about this, feel free to drop me a line. Like I said, it was really inexpensive, very easy to put together. Didn't require a lot of time to do it. And, you know, hours of enjoyment after that, man. Once you plug this into an Octapad or something that requires a bass drum trigger, this is definitely the way to go. I mean, you can get those $400 or $500 models, but why? I mean, if you can do it with this, this is all you need right here. Okay, and next up we have the Cajon, which is made by Roland. Okay, so what you're looking at is the Cajon. It's made by Roland. It actually has the best of both worlds. You can use this thing exactly just the way it is without plugging it in, and you get a regular Cajon sound. I'm not going to go through that because obviously you know what a Cajon sounds like. So I'm going to go through the sound effects. They have 3 different sound variations. One's called the Cajon series. Then there's a percussion series and a sound effects series. And each one of those series has 10 different presets in it. And I'm going to go through all of those so you can hear what they sound like. This thing is awesome. So the first trigger, or the sensor, is actually right here. And the other sensor is right in this area right here. So as long as you hit anywhere in the vicinity of here and here, you're going to get the low end for here and the higher end here. So here's what it sounds like. I'm going to do probably the same kind of a pattern so you can get the idea of each one of these. Here's number 2. Number 3. Number 4. Okay, 5. Number 6. Seven. Number 8. Number 9. And last one. All right, going on to the percussion. Let's hear what this sounds like. Here is number 1 of percussion. Number 2. Three. Number 4. Number 5. Number 6. Seven. Eight. Number 9. And the last one, number 10. All right. And then the last one is the sound effects. Let's go on to that one. Here is number 1. Number 2. Three. Number 4. Number 5. Number 6. Seven. Number 8. Number 9. Last one, number 10. Yeah. 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 Well, I say yes to this awesome device that Roland put together. If you guys have any questions on this, don't forget to drop a comment. Hopefully subscribe and like to this channel. And until then, we will see you guys next time. So you guys take care and keep rocking.